Hello, hello, hello. I always gotta do my three hellos. It's my signature thing from now on, so we'll continue to do that. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Shook, otherwise known as my first name's Tori, but I go by Shook in the DFS streets. All of these videos go on this subreddit. It's called DF Sports. I make videos for NBA, I make videos for NFL. They all get posted on this subreddit here. As you can see, a lot of content gets posted here. Some really, really good stuff. Really good place to be. But here you can find my posts. My username is Shook. I post all of the updates that come out, what that changes for me, stuff like that. People talk strategy here, stuff like that. Really good place to see. And you can ask me anything you want about the slate. So if you have any questions on, and we both misspelled Randall. Me and Hoops need to learn how to spell. You know, that's making me mad. That's making me mad. But as you can see, I answer all of your guys' questions. Really good place to be. And then if you ever need to get a hold of me privately, you can get a hold of me on Reddit Messenger, or you can get a hold of me on Twitter at Tory Langley 1992. So, let's take a look back at my lineups from today. We'll go over some NFL too. It was a really good day for me. Really, really good day. I cannot complain, but I am in incredible amounts of pain. And I will show you why in a second. Let's go over the the NFL main slate. As you guys can see, the cash line was 102 fantasy points. I'm at 97.1. Jared Goff, Saquon Barkley, Tyler Algier, Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Greg George, Jelani Woods, Justin Jefferson, Packers D. Seriously? Seriously. I'm going to say it again. Seriously? You get blown out by Aaron Rodgers and you don't play the fourth quarter because of it? And I missed the cash by 5 points? Because the 49ers D got those 2 interceptions in garbage time? That's 5 points right there. NFL Showdown went amazing. I'm going to be profitable on the day because of it. I went pretty big on the Showdown, as you guys saw, so that was great. I went Huntley, Pickett, Andrews, Deontay, Tucker, Chris Boswell. Really good day there, and then really good day in NBA. Third straight day cashing. I went John Morant, Javon Carter, John Conchar, Bobby Portis, Steven Adams, Grayson Allen, Dylan Brooks, Nikola Jokic. The core that I had today for NBA was John Morant, Javon Carter, John Conchar, Bobby Portis, all of which absolutely smashed. So, really, really profitable day for me overall. If you're not in Discord, I'll have a link to that below. I have in-depth videos going over each slate, player pools, cash GPPs, just really good days all around. A couple binks, really good days there. Really good days, you know, it just keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, keeps going, and $23 into $620. Another bink, that's 3 binks on the night. Conaldor with the good night. More good nights, just absolutely insane, and it doesn't stop there. $75 into $2,000. Little 3x day there for Flynn. The Cash Bros got there. J-Rock with another good day. Cash Game Bros, the Chalk Donkeys. We are Cash Game Bros in this Discord. We are Chalk Donkeys. This is what we do. More Cash Donkeys. I turned everyone into Cash Donkeys. Good day there. I mean, just look. I feel like a villain though. I literally turned everyone into cash donkeys. I apologize, but I took everyone to the dark side, and it's been extremely profitable. So let's go over this 10-game slate. Um, Lakers at Charlotte. So it's a phenomenal spot here for the Lakers. I mean, how do you not love LeBron? I think he makes for one of the best spend ups on the slate, if not my favorite spend up on the slate, point per dollar. I think I prefer Luka over him, but LeBron's cheaper by like $2,000. We get a phenomenal spot here going up against Charlotte. He's going to play close to 40 minutes if the game stays close. He has triple double upside. This game's the Lakers are first in pace. Charlotte's like top 10 in pace. What's not to love about LeBron James tomorrow? I think he looks phenomenal. Westbrook really, really strives in fast-paced games as well. That's like his bread and butter as he like drives to the rim. And like I don't know if you watch fast-paced games with Russell Westbrook, but he just absolutely thrives in these situations. So he's not going to play huge minutes. That's the only downside, but I think you could see like a 25-point triple-double from Russell Westbrook tomorrow in this spot. So I am intrigued by Russell Westbrook for GPPs, and you guys are probably going to kill me for saying this, but man, I don't hate it. I don't hate it at all. So I do think Westbrook is a pretty good GPP play tomorrow at like 0% ownership. So, whoo-wee. I'll let you guys know if I'm playing him. And I like Thomas Bryant quite a bit. Nut matchup. Charlotte's been the worst team against opposing centers. I think if this game stays close, he's probably going to play, 30, 35 minutes. Good rebounder, obviously, double-double upside. Can you block, steals, the defensive stats. I think he's too cheap at 5.9K, so yeah, man, love LeBron. I think Bryant's very solid. I really like Westbrook for GPPs. I think there's these three main guys look pretty good to me. I'm probably not going to get to the value, though. I don't really think it's needed on this slate, so we'll go ahead and move over right to Charlotte. So LaMelo Ball is going to go overlooked on this slate. I think he's at a price point to where I think people aren't going to really want to pay for him. But I think that could be a mistake. Like in my one lineup, I'm probably not going to be able to get to him. But if I was playing 150 max tomorrow for you MME players out there, I would definitely be overexposed to LaMelo because once again, he's very good in fast-paced matchups. Lakers have been absolutely atrocious against opposing point guards. So I think LaMelo makes for a good GPP play. Terry Rozier's been god awful. You would think in a good spot like this he could have a ceiling game, but who knows? So more of just a tournament only play. Plumlee, PJ Washington, these guys will both play around 30 minutes. I think they're both okay in the mid-range. I do prefer Thomas Bryant on the other side, but I could get behind some Plumlee, some Washington. Gordon Hayward has also been absolutely atrocious. Nothing more than a dart for me. And then Mark Williams, I mean, this guy is probably going to win me in best ball. I mean, this guy has been great playing the backup five. Now, I don't think we can do it on this slate since we already have some good value, but thought I'd mention him. He's been very, very good for me for best ball. Tough matchup here for Chicago. There's not much here. Like, slow-paced game. Cleveland plays, I think they're last in the league in pace. They're first in defensive rating. So it's a really tough spot. So I'm probably not going to get to DeMar priced at an all-time high. Probably not going to get to Vooch, not going to get to Levine, and the value is just absolutely disgusting. So we have Darius Garland doubtful, and we have Evan Mobley questionable. So we'll go over with Garland in and with the Mobley in and with Mobley out. So if Mobley is, we're going to assume Garland's out. If Mobley's in, I think Mitchell in a good matchup going up against Chicago makes for a good play. He was pretty popular this slate and really, really burned everyone, but he's going to be the clear number one in this offense. He's going to be handling the ball a lot, so that just boosts his floor. So I do like Mitchell. I think Jarrett Allen, if Evan Mobley's in, is more of just a tournament-only play, but he does have 50 fantasy point upside. I do like the spot here against Vooch, so would have some interest there. But Karis LeVert, even if Mobley's in, I do like quite a bit. He's going to start. I have a feeling he's probably going to play 35 plus minutes. 4.8K is just way too cheap for him. I think he makes for a great value play on the slate. Kevin Love would be just a tournament only play if Mobley's in, with Chetty in as well, and I probably wouldn't get that anyone else. But if Mobley's out, I still like Mitchell a lot. I think Jared Allen becomes a pretty solid play at 6.6K. Levert looks amazing. And then Kevin Love picked up the start last game, played it for 30 minutes. And when this guy gets minutes, he is going to produce a very, very good point per minute guy. It's a good matchup. I think he would make for a really, really good value play. So just make sure you keep an eye on this Evan Mobley news. It's going to change the entire slate. So we have Fred VanVleet listed as questionable. It's a really good matchup. As far as spend ups go, I think Siakam's going to rank pretty low for me on this slate. When you have Luka, you have LaMelo, you have LeBron, you have Jokic, but Jokic is in a good spot. So the good thing with Siakam though is he's basically going to play 40 plus minutes. He's handling the ball. He's pretty much playing every position on the floor. It's a good matchup against the Pacers. So I don't hate it if you want to go there in GPPs. Fred, if he plays, I'm fine with it. He would seem a little bit too cheap in a good matchup. Scotty OG would be out to play for me if Fred's in. Probably wouldn't get to anyone else though. If Fred's out though, Siakam gets a boost. He would look better. Barnes, OG both get a boost. They would be more in play for me, but everyone's continuing to fade Gary Trent, and I don't understand it. He's been low owned both slates with no Fred VanVleet. And if he's going to be continue to be low owned tomorrow, if Fred VanVleet's out, I think he makes for a really good tournament option. Now, he does have a low floor if he's not hitting shots, but when he's hitting his shots, he's going to get extended. He's going to play a ton of minutes, and he's going to break the slate at this price tag. So I do like Gary Trent if Fred VanVleet is out. Malachi Flynn lost minutes because Gary Trent was absolutely on fire, so extremely risky to go there, and I think that would be it for Toronto. Let's move on to the Pacers. So not much here in a tough matchup. Toronto, they play slow. They're top 5, I believe, top 7 in defensive rating. So Halliburton's always in play. Like he's just gonna stuff the stat sheet. Like no matter what the matchup is, he's always gonna have triple double upside. He's a good rebounder too. He's in play, but he probably like ranks the lowest of my spend ups on this board. Like I'd much rather play Luka. I'd much rather play Jokic. I'd much rather play Embiid. I'd much rather play KD, LeBron. I'd much rather play LaMelo. I'd much rather play Trae Young's. I'd much rather play Dame. So going to be hard for me to really go to anyone on the Pacers tomorrow. Miles Turner had a really good game in a good matchup, back-to-back good games. His minutes have gone up because they have been getting blown out and he stayed out of foul trouble. So if we're going to continue to get 35 minutes of a 6.4K Miles Turner, I think he's an interesting GPP play, and I'm not going to go to anyone else. Let's move on to the Pelicans in a tough matchup. Nothing, man. Zion's priced appropriately. CJ, I would think is overpriced. Jonas Valanciunas, his minutes all over the place, really hard to go there. Plus, you have the matchup with Embiid, so no thank you on the Pelicans. Let's move over to the Sixers. So, Joel Embiid's in a pretty good spot here. Went for 60 fantasy points in 28 minutes. Just absolutely insane. I think if this game stays close, I mean, the Sixers are running an extremely tight rotation right now. They're running their starters into the ground, so this is a rematch from 2 days ago. I think they're going to come out hot. I think Embiid's going to come out angry. I think the starters are going to play huge minutes here. So I like Embiid as a contrarian spend up. I think with Maxey back, Harden seems appropriately priced. Maxey himself is going to continue to be on a minutes limit, so can't go there. And then I'm off everyone else with Maxey back. Let's move on to the Spurs. So it's a good matchup here. We have Devin Vassell considered questionable. If he is in, I'm probably just going to cross off the Spurs. I don't really think anything stands out to me. I guess the one guy I would be quite interested in is Jakob Poeltl, who I believe his minutes have been on an uptrend of late. Yeah, they have been. Has been getting into a lot of foul trouble too. So 5.8K, if we're going to continue to get these minutes where he's going to play, 30 plus minutes in a good spot, I think it's warranted for a good GPP play in my book. Not going to get to anything else though if Vassell's in. If Vassell's out, you can consider Keldon, you can consider Trey, you could consider Sochan, you can consider Romeo Langford, who's been starting, but it doesn't really change too much for me. Let's go over Brooklyn. So, I mean, this is the best matchup in the league. The Spurs, they play insanely fast. They're the worst defensive team in the league. So, You would think KD and Kyrie could absolutely nuke here. So I think KD ranks as one of the better spend ups on the slate. I think Kyrie makes for an interesting tournament option. It's just when you have Kyrie so close in price to Kevin Durant, I'm always just gonna side with Kevin Durant. But one of these two guys, if the game stays close, is going to have an absolutely massive day. So have interest in both. I do have interest in Claxton as well. His minutes have been on an uptrend. Really good point per minute guy. Some interest there. Not going to go to anyone else though. Like, I don't think I can get to Ben. I don't think I can get to TJ Warren on the slate, but he'll have a consistent role off the bench. Royce O'Neal, he'll play big minutes, but more out there, just stand in the corner, defense. You guys know the drill. Tough matchup here for Jokic, but Jokic is, matchup proof. Always has that triple double upside. So I do like Jokic. I like Jokic every slate. I don't think it's a contrarian take. He's cheaper than Luka. So we had Murray out today. I don't really think that either changes much for me. Like if Murray's in, he's fine. Would take everyone else out of play for me though. I do want to see how much Bones Highland played. What are we doing? Why? 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 What are we doing? This really pisses me off. No Jamal Murray, you're playing Bones Highland 19 minutes. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Jesus. If Murray's out, it's a boost to Bruce Brown. He'll probably pick up the start. Like, he'll be super safe play, but I don't think he's someone with a ton of upside. So I think it's just Jokic for me at the top. Denver or Minnesota, nothing. We have Cat still out. I think Ant's priced appropriately. I think D'Lo's priced appropriately. Not going to get to the value. I will say Nas Reed's been playing alongside. I think we get mid 20s minutes from him. Okay play at 5K, but I don't think it's needed. Dallas at Houston, so Luka looks phenomenal. Point guards against Houston been destroying. Last 5 games, 82-60, 150,000, 81-85. Rematch where he went for 81 and 3/4. I mean, I absolutely love Luka tomorrow. Christian Wood, I think is solid. Guy can't catch a break. He's always been in foul trouble and involved in blowouts, but if the game stays close, I think we get low to mid 30s minutes. Really good spot, especially if Sengun's out. Like, he's just going to absolutely abuse Bruno Fernando and Garuba. So I do like Wood for GPPs. Dinwiddie, I think, is appropriately priced. Not going to get to anyone else, though. Houston side, there's nothing here. KPJ, Jalen Green, they're fine for GPPs. I'll continue to say it. Jabari Smith at 5K is always in play for me. Got into massive foul trouble last game. Just fine. If Sengun's out, they started Bruno Fernando. He only played 20 minutes. Garuba played the backup 5. He only played 20 minutes. They're both not good point per minute, but they're in play if Sengun's out. I don't hate it. Good matchup here for Atlanta. Golden State's been terribly defensively, so you guys know the drill. Trey, Murray, they're in play for GPPs. With Murray back, I'm not going to get to Bog. John Collins, Okongwu, these guys will play all the 5 minutes and the 4 minutes. More so, Collins will play the 4 and the 5. Okongwu will play the 5. Okongwu played massive minutes last game because John Collins got into massive foul trouble. I think normally Okongwu is going to play like 36, 37 minutes, which makes him a solid play at 5.6K. I think Collins is probably going to play like 33, 34 minutes and get all the backup 5 run, which makes him a solid play at 5.8K in a good matchup. Jalen Johnson's been very good, but I feel like that feels like chasing. But if you want to go there with no Capella, be my guest. I think it's doable if you really need someone cheap. Let's move on to the Warriors. So no Steph. Jordan Poole, I don't like as much on this slate. DeJounte Murray is a very good defender, so I think he still has a ceiling and is like fine, but I much prefer Klay Thompson for $1,000 cheaper in the much better individual matchup. I'm not sure who would guard Klay Thompson. I'm not sure if Hunter would. If he does, whatever, but I think I prefer Klay for $1,000 cheaper. Draymond Green just doesn't have the ceiling. Like, he'll probably get you 30 fantasy points, which is fine at 6K, but I really don't think he has the ceiling to win you a GPP. Like, he can do this every now and then, but he's just like a super safe cash play. So, like, if you're playing cash, Draymond's always fine. For GPPs, it's fine, but you kind of want guys with upside. Ty Jerome's always been getting consistent minutes off the bench. Good part per minute guy. Another one of those, like, playable values that you can consider. So, on Detroit, so not the best matchup here against Portland. Bojan had like 4 fantasy points, I believe, at half. Ended with 45. It's absolutely insane, but always has a ceiling, always an okay GPP play. Jaden Ivey, I mean, we can't get to him right now. Jalen Duren, what are we doing? Massive foul trouble, plus the rotation was dumb. Isaiah Stewart, like, what are we doing? Minutes all over the place, hard to go there. I think like Sadiq Bey got benched, only played 18 minutes. Like, what are we doing? If you want to take a shot on Bey, be my guest. But I think my favorite play is going to be Alec Burks at 4.7K, who I think is going to have a consistent role regardless of what Casey wants to do with the rotation. So I think Alec Burks is the guy I would go to on Detroit if you wanted to go to someone. So, phenomenal matchup here for Portland. I really like Dame if this game stays close. I mean, he's going to play huge minutes. I wouldn't say he's triple-double upside, but he's going to stuff the stat sheet. Phenomenal scorer. He can score in bunches. Did I already mention it's a good matchup? Because it's a good matchup. So, I do like Dame at sub 10K. Nurkic is questionable. If he's out, Drew Eubanks is going to become an auto very, very good value. Played over 30 minutes last game. Would like him a lot. And then if Nurk is out, I like Josh Hart at 6.2K. His rebounding numbers with no Nurkic just absolutely skyrocket. And the running such a tight rotation in a good matchup too. So if Nurkic is out, and I don't think a lot of the field is going to be on this, I like Josh Hart a lot at 6.2K if Nurkic is out. If Nurk's in, then it's probably just Dame at the top for me. In this game, I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm crossing off. I'm not playing anyone in this game. I don't think you should be playing anyone in this game either for single entries. So crossing that one off. Hope this video helped you guys out, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow.